on, boys. Wretched slugs. Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your Huckleberry.
The movie is 1993's Tombstone. The line was, "I'll be your Huckleberry." In current reality has changed to, "I'm your Huckleberry." Spoken by actor Val Kilmer, playing the role of famed gunslinger Doc Holliday toward a belligerent Johnny Ringo during two tense moments in the film. The first of which I played at clip intro, then spoken again a second time before their final showdown, which I'll play right now.
Well. I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your Huckleberry.
And I'm your Huckleberry host, JaQobian, here to bring greater awareness to our revised reality. Those unfamiliar with this film, or who have always known it the "I'm your way," will likely think I'm grasping at straws here. But rest assured, I'm about to present double-barrel, smoking gun evidence where, just like my Jaws video, comes directly from the source. For me, it was a memorable line because it was such an odd, old-fashioned sounding phrase. I'd known of the cartoon Huckleberry Hound, but had never really heard the word Huckleberry spoken in any other context except maybe pie. The phrase means he's the man for the job, someone best suited for the task at hand. And it just so happens he may be your Huckleberry when it comes to being awakened to the Mandela effect. With this change comes a lot of confusion, from dueling memes to an interesting selection of obsolete merchandise referencing a phrase in the movie that now was never said. During my Residue search, I was excited to find official autographs from Mr. Kilmer himself, actually signed, "I'll be your Huckleberry." Not just once, but several times. So many, in fact, I eventually stopped hunting. To be fair, there's just as many autographs, if not more, signed the "I'm your Huckleberry" way. My initial assumption for this discrepancy was that Mr. Kilmer must have got hit with the update. I'm happy to report he was not, which you'll see in just a moment. I posted this bold evidence over on Reddit, where I know many a Mandela naysayers like to linger, going into it assuming they would dismiss them as forgeries. My argument would have been these are certified from what look to be reputable dealers within that trade. Hard to question their authenticity, especially with so many and when charging these type of prices. Doubtful they'd all be fake. While the naysayers remained strangely silent, they certainly went out of their way to vote the thread down to 0. Fortunately, things weren't a total bust. I ended up receiving one of the greatest replies I could ever hope for, providing top-notch additional evidence. A huge shout-out goes out to Quantumly Entangled, who dug up this absolute gem of a find. Links will be in the description so you can see there's no trickery here. Val Kilmer's official Twitter feed back on November 17th, 2014. Take a look at what he posts. Stencil artwork from a friend of his. Take a look at what the quote says. Gotta wonder why he's posting this if he never said it. For those stunned deniers out there who can't believe their eyes, I'll gladly read it out to you. I'll be your Huckleberry. And it doesn't stop here, folks. A fan by the handle of Gourmet Spud alerts Mr. Kilmer the quote is wrong. To which Mr. Kilmer replies, "Are you ready for this, deniers?" Oh, this is going to be good. I say both. I'm your Huckleberry and I'll be your Huckleberry. I say it twice in the film. Can't get any more clear-cut and direct than that now, can we? And we all know both times in the film he's referring to. We happen to have them right here on file. Care to review again?
Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your Huckleberry.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Anyone hearing "I'll be" either time? Anyone? I know I'm not. So what's going on? Is Mr. Kilmer confabulating here? Somehow suffering from the exact same delusion as myself and other Mandela-affected crazies? And don't give me some BS excuse that, oh, it was only that way in the theaters. I've only seen Tombstone on home release. Would have been VHS in the 90s and DVD in the earlier 2000s. He was still saying, "I'll be your Huckleberry." They were the only sources I've ever watched those scenes from. My brother would even repeat the line back in the day. I'm sure at this point he denied or concluded he was misquoting, but I guarantee him he was word for word nailing it. It's a very simple sentence to recite and remember. Back to the Gourmet Spuds, who won't let it go. He gets into it with a few others and replies to Mr. Kilmer, that he's seen the movie multiple times and insists it's the same way in both scenes. Here we have Lana coming to Val's defense, fairly confident that the actor should be considered the expert. He sure was at one time, Lana, but not in this reality. Then another fan jumps in, confirming Spuds is correct, and yet another that, according to their own VHS copy, regretfully reports the actor is wrong. This was back in 2014, guys, and I wonder if Mr. Kilmer even saw the replies or bothered to check, because here we have him doubling down, posting as recently as last summer, "I'll be your Huckleberry again." So there you have it. There's no wiggle room on this, Mandela deniers. Straight from the horse's mouth yet again, just as requested. How long will you keep denying something extraordinary is occurring? How much more obvious does it need to be? Still lots of these to cover. Be on the lookout for them. Take care, everyone.